The Roloff family's world has just been rocked by a bombshell that no one saw coming. Caryn Chandler, Matt Roloff's longtime partner and one of Little People, Big World's most controversial figures, is now facing felony charges allegedly for framing Amy Roloff. For years, fans have watched the silent tension between Amy and Caryn, a feud born from heartbreak, betrayal, and the painful unraveling of Amy and Matt's decades-long marriage. But what started as emotional wounds has reportedly turned into something far darker and far more dangerous. According to shocking reports now circulating online, Caryn Chandler may have taken her rivalry with Amy too far, allegedly attempting to destroy Amy's reputation by planting false evidence and manipulating a series of accusations that spiraled out of control. If true, these actions could carry serious legal consequences. Was this a desperate move fueled by jealousy and resentment? Or could Caryn herself be the real victim, caught in a whirlwind of lies, misunderstandings, and family drama that's been brewing for years? From secret text messages and mysterious reports to the shocking police involvement that's left fans speechless, tonight, we uncover everything. How did Caryn Chandler go from reality TV sweetheart to facing serious felony allegations? What role did Amy play in all of this? And most importantly, who's telling the truth? Stay tuned because in the next hour we'll break down the entire timeline of events, from the first signs of tension between Amy and Caryn, to the explosive claims now threatening to tear the Roloff family apart for good. This is the Little People, Big World scandal no one ever imagined. Caryn Chandler facing felony charges for framing Amy Roloff. But is it justice, or just another heartbreaking twist in the Roloff saga? The tension between Caryn Chandler and Amy Roloff didn't just appear overnight. It's been building for years, quietly simmering beneath the surface of Little People, Big World. To truly understand the explosive events that have now unfolded, we have to go back to where it all began, the end of one marriage and the beginning of another controversial relationship. It all started when Matt Roloff and Amy Roloff, longtime stars of LPBW, began showing cracks in their marriage. For nearly 3 decades, fans had watched them build a family, a farm, and a brand together. They were, for many viewers, the heart of the show. But as seasons passed, it became clear that the connection that once held them together was fading fast. Caryn Chandler, who had worked on the Roloff family farm for years, first as a manager, then as someone deeply involved in the family's business, slowly found herself pulled into the personal side of the Roloff's story. What began as a friendly working relationship between Caryn and Matt reportedly turned into something far more intimate. By the time Amy and Matt officially separated in 2016, rumors were already swirling that Caryn and Matt's bond had developed long before the papers were signed. Fans accused Caryn of stealing Matt while he was still married, an allegation Caryn has never directly addressed, but one that's haunted her ever since. Amy, meanwhile, was left devastated. In her memoir, A Little Me, Amy hinted that emotional betrayal played a role in her heartbreak. Without naming names directly, she revealed that there was someone else in the picture before the marriage had truly ended. Many fans immediately connected the dots to Caryn, and from that point forward, the Caryn versus Amy divide became one of the most polarizing storylines in LPBW history. When Caryn officially began appearing alongside Matt after the divorce, the dynamic on set shifted dramatically. What used to be a family-driven show about teamwork and love became, in the eyes of fans, a stage for tension and quiet resentment. Amy struggled to film scenes where Caryn was present, often expressing discomfort and hurt. In later episodes, viewers could see Amy's unease whenever Caryn's name came up, a clear sign that the wounds had not healed. Behind the scenes, things were just as complicated. Crew members reportedly noticed the Cold War energy between Amy and Caryn during filming. Amy kept her distance, maintaining professionalism but rarely engaging directly with Caryn. For her part, Caryn often seemed composed and smiling, but fans weren't fooled. Online discussions erupted, with viewers debating who was really at fault. Some sided with Amy, empathizing with her pain as a woman betrayed. Others defended Caryn, arguing that Amy and Matt's marriage had already been falling apart long before Caryn entered the picture. Still, the damage was done. The chemistry that once defined Little People, Big World was gone. Amy's emotional journey became central to the show, as she rebuilt her life post-divorce, moving off the family farm, finding new love with Chris Merrick, and learning to heal from what many called the ultimate betrayal. Meanwhile, Caryn's growing closeness with Matt didn't sit well with everyone. Fans accused her of taking Amy's place, not just in Matt's life but also on the farm and within the family dynamic. Even years later, those accusations still follow her, casting a shadow over every appearance she makes on the show. This long, complicated history of heartbreak, rivalry, and unresolved resentment is what makes the current situation, Caryn Chandler now allegedly facing felony charges connected to framing Amy Roloff, so shocking. It's as if all that buried tension has finally erupted, bringing years of hidden bitterness into the spotlight. What began as a simple workplace relationship has spiraled into one of the most intense, emotionally charged rivalries reality TV has ever seen. And as more details emerge, one question continues to haunt fans. Was this feud always destined to end in scandal? The aftermath of the alleged felony scandal sent shockwaves through the Roloff family, a family already struggling to stay united after years of emotional wounds. When the rumors first surfaced that Caryn Chandler might have been involved in a plot to frame Amy Roloff, the entire family dynamic shifted overnight. What had once been quiet tension between exes suddenly exploded into a full-blown family crisis. Inside sources described Matt Roloff as being completely blindsided when the allegations began circulating online. For years, Matt had defended Caryn against public criticism, especially from fans who accused her of being the reason behind his divorce from Amy. But now, even Matt didn't seem to know what to believe. Some reports claimed he immediately stood by Caryn, calling the accusations vicious lies. Others suggested he quietly pulled back, unsure how to handle the storm that was now brewing both inside his family and in the media. Friends close to the couple said Matt looked defeated, torn between the woman he loves and the ex-wife who shared decades of his life and raised his children. It was a no-win situation for him. Publicly defending Caryn could make him look complicit in whatever was happening. Staying silent would make it seem like he believed Amy's side. Either way, the damage was already spreading fast. Meanwhile, Amy Roloff was reportedly crushed. After years of trying to rebuild her life post-divorce, finding love again with Chris Merrick and moving away from the painful memories of the farm, she now faced an emotional nightmare she never saw coming. The idea that someone could have allegedly tried to frame her wasn't just humiliating, it was deeply personal. Those close to Amy said she was in utter disbelief. For her, this wasn't just gossip or a tabloid headline. It felt like an attack on her integrity, and on the life she had spent years trying to move forward from. Fans who have followed Amy since the early days of Little People, Big World noticed her quiet demeanor in recent social media posts. Her usual warmth and cheerful engagement seemed replaced with short, careful messages. Some took that as a sign she was hurting deeply, possibly advised to remain silent as legal discussions continued behind the scenes. And then there were Zach and Tori Roloff, who once again found themselves caught in the middle of their family's chaos. The young couple, who had already distanced themselves from the Roloff farm and much of the drama surrounding it, now faced an impossible choice: whether to support Amy, Zach's mother, or stay neutral to avoid reigniting old wounds with Matt and Caryn. According to online chatter and insider speculation, Zach reportedly sided quietly with Amy, expressing frustration about how Caryn's presence had long created tension within the family. Tori, always known for her kindness and empathy, was said to be devastated by what Amy was going through. Fans noticed that Tori subtly liked and commented on posts showing support for Amy, but stayed far away from anything involving Caryn. Their kids, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, were, of course, far too young to understand what was going on. But fans pointed out how Zach and Tori seemed extra protective in their posts, focusing more on family time, nature, and togetherness, perhaps an effort to shut out the storm raging around them. For the Roloffs, this wasn't just another family disagreement. It was a deep fracture that threatened to undo years of healing and co-parenting progress. Even Jeremy and Audrey, who had stepped back from the show years earlier, were rumored to have weighed in privately, with Audrey expressing quiet sympathy for Amy, while Jeremy encouraged everyone to let the truth come out first. As the scandal gained traction, TLC reportedly grew anxious. Insiders claimed the network was watching closely, worried about the long-term impact on Little People, Big World. The series, once celebrated for its uplifting portrayal of love, family, and resilience, was now at risk of being defined by legal battles and public infighting. Executives were said to be in crisis meetings, evaluating whether continuing to film would be appropriate amid such serious allegations. The show was supposed to be about family values and inspiration, one insider allegedly said, not police reports and courtroom speculation. Some fans started calling for TLC to take the show off the air entirely, arguing that the Roloffs' personal lives had become too dark for reality TV. Others begged the network to keep it going, believing viewers deserved to see how the family handled real-life adversity. Either way, the scandal had forced Little People, Big World into uncharted territory. And perhaps the saddest part of all was how fractured the Roloff legacy had become. A family that once symbolized strength, love, and overcoming differences now stood divided not just by emotions, but by suspicion, silence, and broken trust. The fallout was far from over. As the tension deepened, fans wondered whether the Roloffs could ever come back from this, or if this alleged scandal would mark the beginning of the end for one of TLC's most beloved families. As news of Caryn Chandler's alleged felony charges spreads across social media, the reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Within hours, hashtags like Justice for Amy, Caryn Charged, and Roloff Scandal began trending across platforms, especially on formerly Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook fan groups dedicated to Little People, Big World. Thousands of fans have taken sides, transforming what was once a family drama into a public courtroom. Many longtime viewers, especially those who have always rooted for Amy, are voicing their anger and heartbreak. Comments flood the show's official accounts with messages like "Amy deserves peace after all these years," and "If Caryn really did this, she should face consequences." On the other side, a smaller but vocal group of supporters continues to defend Caryn. They argue that she's being unfairly targeted because of her rocky past with Amy and the years of fan resentment over her relationship with Matt. Some fans say this could all be a misunderstanding, or even a media exaggeration. As one Reddit user wrote, "People have hated Caryn since day one. Let the investigation speak before judgment." Meanwhile, the mainstream media and celebrity news outlets have picked up the story. TMZ, People, and In Touch Weekly are reportedly seeking comments from the Roloff family. But as of now, both Caryn and Matt have stayed quiet, neither confirming nor denying the allegations. TLC, too, has remained silent, issuing only a brief no comment when asked about the ongoing situation. Legal experts have also started weighing in on the potential ramifications. While no formal charges have been confirmed publicly, analysts say that if Caryn is indeed being investigated for framing Amy, it could constitute criminal defamation or false reporting, both serious offenses. Depending on the evidence, the case could range from a misdemeanor to a felony-level accusation, especially if police resources or falsified documentation were involved. Former prosecutors appearing on entertainment panels have warned that, if proven, this could lead to a criminal trial that permanently damages Caryn's public image, and by extension, the show. Others note that the scandal's mere existence, even without charges, could prompt TLC to suspend or cancel upcoming filming schedules, particularly since the network has faced backlash over past controversies involving the Roloff family. This looming legal storm also threatens to overshadow Caryn and Matt's long-awaited wedding plans. The couple had reportedly been finalizing arrangements for a private ceremony on Roloff Farms, but now those plans may be on hold. Sources close to the family suggest that Matt has become visibly stressed, torn between loyalty to his partner and the growing backlash from fans, many of whom are calling for him to cut ties until the truth comes out. The fallout has been deeply personal for everyone involved. Amy's supporters are rallying around her with an outpouring of love, while Caryn faces a wave of criticism unlike anything she's seen before. The once lighthearted Little People, Big World community, known for celebrating family unity, now finds itself divided, uncertain, and waiting for answers. As the controversy unfolds, one thing is certain: this is no longer just about reality TV. It's about truth, accountability, and the fate of a family whose private battles have become painfully public. The world watches and waits to see how justice, reputation, and forgiveness will play out on one of TLC's most beloved stages. As the storm surrounding Caryn Chandler's alleged felony charges continues to swirl, one thing is certain: the Roloff family's world will never be the same. What started as a reality TV journey meant to inspire and entertain has now turned into a dark tale of broken trust, jealousy, and the dangerous cost of fame. For years, Little People, Big World painted a picture of unity, perseverance, and love despite differences. But beneath that glossy surface, emotions ran deep: resentment, rivalry, and old wounds that never truly healed. Caryn's alleged actions have not only shaken her reputation, but have also reopened scars that the family tried so hard to bury. The question now isn't just about guilt or innocence, it's about survival. Can this family ever find peace again after so much pain? Can Caryn and Matt rebuild what's left of their relationship? And will Amy ever be able to forgive the woman who has caused her so much turmoil, both personally and publicly? As fans watch closely and speculation continues to rise, one question lingers in everyone's mind. Is this truly the end of Caryn Chandler's time in the Roloff world, or is there still another twist waiting just around the corner? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.